you want to attend the next ARG regional event? Make sure you pre-register online at dragonballsuper-regionals.com. The next event is scheduled for the weekend of February 24th and 25th in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. Can't do a regional event? Don't forget about the ARG State Championships in your area. Visit argcircuitseries.com for a list of locations by state where you can battle for the title of champion on February 17th or 18th. Participants will be playing for 7 exclusive top 8 cloth playmats, 1 exclusive champion cloth playmat, 1 round bye to ARG Circuit Summer Invitational, and much more. If you want to really test your skills, head to Pro Play Games in Miami, Florida, home to 3 regional champions and an additional prizing of up to $1,000. Or find your way to the Comic Vault in Altoona, Pennsylvania to face off against KitchenTableMeta pro players. If you can't make it to one of these events, don't forget to visit argcircuitseries.com to find a list of stores holding ARG state championships near you.
All right, guys, we're back with round 7 of 8 at ARG Presents Dragon Ball Super Regionals in Indianapolis. Super excited to be here. Super excited for this round 7, by the way, guys. We have Devin Martin. You might have recognized him because he's our Broly player from round 4, I believe. And then on the right, we have Donald Wilson playing Cooler, guys. We have the battle of the rogue decks here. Cannot wait to see what happens. Both of these players are 4-2. So they are, if they win out, they'll make it into top 16. So they're super excited for that. And so these are 2 awesome, unique decks we thought you guys would enjoy watching. We wanted to bring them here and let you guys see this. 2 fantastic players, 2 fantastic decks. What more can he ask for? So it looks like our players are getting their decks ready here. Cannot wait to see how this matchup runs out. All right, we have some players coming up and saying goodbye since they are unfortunately had to drop and go back home. Expecting a little bit of snow up here, apparently. It's supposed to get about 2 inches tomorrow, so some players are getting back home. They want to make it home for that Super Bowl, which is pretty exciting. Always like Super Bowl time. My wife always makes delicious treats. I think one year we made, it was like tater tots, and we made mini corn dogs and cheese sticks, and just like, so it's like our Thanksgiving. It's like the second Thanksgiving. All right, so Devin Martin with the Broly player, starting off that blue into Boo to draw a card. To be honest with you guys, it's going to be a little hard to keep track of the life of the Donald Wilson here. His life is very blendable. We'll figure it out. Keep track. Luckily, he's on the good side where we can actually see all the life. Probably going to make some adjustments to the overlay at some point, too, guys. I like the overlay a lot. It looks very clean, but I think it's getting in the way of the game a little too much. I'm going to have to find a way to work on that. Any suggestions? Let me know in the comments. We'd love to hear some suggestions, some feedback for that. Donald playing that Kale down. I'm going to go 2 and play out. There he is. I'm not sure if his name is Pargus. Sure, let me actually pull his card up, and I'll see if I can figure out how to say this card. Spoiler alert, I'm going to almost undoubtedly say it wrong. That's okay. If any of you long-time viewers know to expect that. All right, I'll pull this card up here to let you guys see it. In case you guys aren't aware, it's 2-drop, 1-cost Pargus, controller of monsters, 10,000 attacker. When you play this card, you may place 1 card from your hand in the drop area. If you do so, choose and activate 1 Broly's Ring from your deck. Then shuffle your deck. It's a great card to get that Broly's Ring into play, which is very important for the Broly player. However, the big problem I have with this card is that if you already have Broly's Ring, it's kind of a dead card. It doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't get much value. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't like Broly. I feel like Broly has to jump through so many hoops, in order to be effective or be as good as other leaders who are just traditionally good. Now, if you guys aren't aware of what Cooler does, he is extremely powerful in this format, I think, and I love to see Donald taking advantage of him here. So he's going to use the Frieza's bodyguard card in order to protect his Cooler from the attack of Pargus here. See what Donald decides to play as his second energy here. Going to go with blue. 1 blue, 1 red. Going to use Cooler's effect to put 3 cards on top. Go ahead and pull a Cooler up here too, guys, and go over Cooler. For people who aren't familiar with Cooler, very underutilized leader in set 2, and actually just plays in fantastically with what we got in the current set here. So let's pull up Cooler, look at his front side here. Active main once per turn. Place up to 3 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area. If there was one or more Frieza's clan among them, this card gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Awakens on 4 like all the other leaders. Not all the other leaders, but for most of the leaders. This card's extremely powerful once you compare that with Overwhelm. So essentially what Donald here did is he used his ability, milled top 3 cards off the top of his deck, got rid of those top 3 cards, got rid of those cards in his drop area, and played out Trunks. Just fantastic. A lot of value from this card. He's attacking 15,000 to Broly. Broly's still at 8 life here. I'm going to take that, go to 7. Broly taking that hit from Frieza and also going to 6. Passing turn. So Donald's still at 8 life. Broly taking his time, making sure he makes the right play here. Again, these players are battling to see if they can make it into top 16. And because of that, it's really, really possible that you might make a misplay and it costs you the tournament. So these players taking their time, making sure they make an effective play. Devin attacking in 10,000 into a Cooler. See if Donald decides to take this or he just discard a card. See what happens. So he's going to discard a card here, deciding to use the Mass Sand as a card to discard. He has 2 Dodoras in hand. Very bad currently. There's another Frieza he's playing down. Devin decided to attack Boo into Frieza, 5,000 into 15,000. Oh, and Tien is coming out. I see, knocking up to 15,000. And Donald with another Frieza. 3 out of his 4 Friezas already. These cards spell disaster for Devin. It's very possible that these things come out. Devin's going to be able to kill one of them, though. I'm just excited to see which one he decides to kill. All right, I'm going to be right back, guys. All right. So checked in with the judge, checked in with Donald, and it turns out that it's Donald just, I'm sorry, that Devin just missed the trigger. So, I mean, he did it, but it's not mandatory. If we'll pull up T and take a look. You don't have to kill something, and so he just missed the trigger timing, missed the time to say it, so he's just not going to get a kill off of it. Unfortunate. Again, these are the little play mistakes that will cost you, getting into the top 16 here. Like I said, you hate to see it, but it is, unfortunately, what kind of separates the good players from, the great players. Okay, we got TN ready to go here. We're going to talk a little bit about this combat first. Looks like Devin's attacking 15,000 into one of the Friezas. Loses another one. Again, remember, if Devin remembered that trigger, he actually would have killed another Frieza. I actually had a clear board here. Unfortunately, again, he missed that TN trigger. So we're going to go over TN here. 3 cost, 2 green. Auto, after the end of the battle, after you combo with this card from your hand, if your leader card is green, play the card. Active main, choose 1 card in your life and place it in the drop area. Choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. Then choose up to 1. So it says up to, so 0 is an option. Opponent's battle card and KO it. And since Devin did not specify a target, it's considered as if he just chose 0. So unfortunate for Devin. But again, just a little play mistake. I don't think it's gonna, it can change the course of a game somewhat, but I don't think it's gonna be out of the realm. I don't think Devin's out of this game or anything. Though it is 4 to 8 life. Again, Donald with multiple Dodoras in hand. Pretty scary. They're kind of ineffective right now since Donald hasn't taken a point of damage yet. And if Devin can do this right, he can actually make him discard his Dodoras. So Devin using the cooler ability to put 3 in the drop zone. Attacking 15,000 into TN. I'm sorry, 10,000 into TN. He did not mill a meta cooler, so unfortunately, he's going to be at 10,000. Devin just going to let it die. That's fine. He's probably mad at that card anyway. Donald decided to attack 15,000 into Boo here. And it dies. Both players doing a good job controlling the board. Very smart play by Donald. Donald taking out that Boo makes it so Devin has to play a card that's efficient in order to get a good any kind of advantage off of Broly's ability, since now he can't sacrifice the Boo. So if that happens, he has to sacrifice Broly's ring, which is obviously not ideal for Devin. So very smart and strategic attack by Donald. He also knows that he doesn't have to worry about Frieza dying because Broly actually can't attack into it. So. Okay. Devin attacking for 15k into the leader, making him discard a card, and he is going to choose what appears to be Champa. A double strike Champa. Has 2 cards in hand, both 0 plus 10,000 combo card. He's going to take that, go to 7. Draw his card. Finally, the first point of damage in the game. I'm anxious to see if Devin chooses what Devin chooses here. So he's going to discard another red card. It's a 5,000, so I'm not really sure which card that is. I should be able to tell off of just the statistics on the card there, but I couldn't. He's going to choose his Gotenks here. I wonder if Broly's ring was maybe a better choice there. All right, Donald going to 6. There's our Trunks. Pre-cost 15,000. Look at the top 2. Put 1 in your hand, or put up to 1 in your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your deck. You can choose to put both on the bottom if you'd like. Though it's always better to put at least one of them in your hand, guys. No matter how bad the card is, it's always better to get that card instead of just wasting the card for nothing. Unless, there's obviously situations where it's good to put both on bottom, like, if you're digging for one specific card to win that turn or something like that, but even then, putting 1 in your hand gets it out of the top of the card deck anyway, so. All right, Devin's going to pass to Donald. Cooler is still not able to awaken. That's 6 life to Devin's 4, but he is gaining. Going to get the awakened side of Cooler ready so we can talk a lot about him when he awakens. Which actually happened. Not sure what I missed because I was looking at cards. That's unfortunate. But we're going to pull this card up here. The awakened side of Cooler here. Cooler, leader of troops. Active once per turn. Place up to 3 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area. If there are 1 or more Frieza's clan among them, this card gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So same effect on the back side, except he just has 15,000. One of the weaker aspects of this leader is that he doesn't necessarily do anything different once he awakens. Which just doesn't. I don't think Donald mad. I don't think Donald's building like a meta cooler deck. I don't think he has like a bunch of coolers in his deck that he's going to take advantage of it anyway. But interesting design choice. Donald down to 4 life. Looks like our Broly player is down to 3. See what Devin decides to do here. Ooh, here's our bio army. Very powerful card, especially when your opponent's awakened. Because this last 4 life, your opponent really wants to protect. Sometimes we'll let the 4th one hit him. They'll go to 3. That's not terrible. But once you're at 3 life, you really have to protect that life. That's why triple strike cards are so good. Donald's going to take it, go to 3. So that was 3-3. Boy's attacking for 15,000. Going to draw a card, cause his opponent to discard a card, and reactivate Bio Army. What a heck of a of a leader turn here. Donald looks like he's discarding what appears to be possibly a Jocko. I think Jocko's 16k. 16k blue card. See what Devin decides. Gonna dump Kale. Interesting. Such a powerful card. So one play I've seen a lot of players do is just that they kind of either play their Kells as energy, or they will pitch them a lot, to effects. And I feel like, or combo with them a lot. I feel like Kell's so powerful. Okay, he's going to go to 20,000, Sensu Bean. And Devin's attacking in with Bio Army here. To go up to 20, so it's 20-20. It's possible Devin has another Kel in hand, but could you guys imagine if he played Kel right here? I would like to think that there's no way that Donald could kill him on his next turn, but honestly, with the way Overwhelm cards work, those double strikers can come out of almost anywhere. So, all right, Donald going to take it good at 2. Ooh, another Gotenks. Tech in, causes his opponent to discard a card. Donald's taking some time here, deciding what he wants to discard. Quite a lot of cards in hand. Looks... I'm not sure what card that is, actually. It looks like it's maybe like a meta... It looks like... That might be Chilled. Not Chilled, I'm sorry. Here's the last for a Frieza. That's the last one he has in the deck. We've seen all 4 now by Donald. Donald really just not playing very much energy this match. Feels like 3 energy to his opponent's 5. Let's see what decides to happen here. Plays 1 here. Like he's going to play... There he is, Mass Saiyan. Able to kill all of Devin's board. Now remember, this does go in the warp. Okay, there it is. One of the only counters to Bio Army. Here's Kaba coming down. The one of. Let's see what Donald decides to do here again. Go attack. It looks like his leader. 15,000 into 15,000. Gonna draw a card. He does have Trunks in hand and 2 Dodoras. Ooh, another Kaba. He's gonna use 1 Dodora, go up to 25k. I like this play. Again, this forces his opponent to have more than 1 card in order to get around it. So he goes Sensu Bean. At 2 life, he can only use 1 Kaba, though. So using it as a combo, I like this. So that's 15, 20, 35. And Devin's going to take it good, too. Devin using that counter. Here comes Kaba. Now, we can't see Devin's hand. We don't know if he has a negate or not, but he does have the negate before Donald decides to take a life or not. So that's important. He does have the negate. It's all tied up 2-2. Donald with a pretty defensive hand, though. Let's see what he decides to do. Looks like with only 2 energy open, there's not much he could do. Now, he did have the ability to maybe attack with Frieza and then tap the energy to play for the Trunks in hand without using Overwhelm. He was an energy short for doing that, but he could do it just to try to get that last 2 energy in, or last 2 life out. And here's the Trunks. The value of this card is just insane. Every time I see this card, every time I see this Trunks being played, I'm just like, can't believe that's what this card does. For almost free as well, it just seems absurd. That's a 15,000. We'll see where he decides to attack in at. Devin attacking for 15,000. Not sure if he's attacking at the Kaba or cooler. But Donald, we know he has 2 Dodora in hand and a Trunks. Donald's going to take it and go to 1, guys. Here's Kill. I love Kill. This card just makes me so happy. So 20,000 gets to draw a card from this. 20,000 crit. Puts at 1 health. 2 energy open. So Trunks goes to 30. Donald's going to use 1 to go to 25. This is going to cause him to have to use another card in hand, which he'll do. Uses Frost. All right. Only 3 cards left in hand by Donald. He's going to have to discard 1 here. Devin comboing out of screen here, so we cannot see the combos, but it looks like 15. That looks like a TN maybe. So 25. Yeah, I think that's a TN. I can't quite tell what the other stuff is. And the game 1 run by Broly. Fantastic job by the Broly player. Broly, guys, 1 game away from playing his last match for a win-in to top 16. Would be the first Broly player ever to top at an ARG regional event. Super exciting. Again, guys, one of my favorite things about this game, and I say it all the time on my channel, say it all the time when I'm casting and talking about these events, is just how much variety is in this game. I mean, this is one of the first games I've ever played that's had, you know, just, it seems every regional, it seems like it's a different leader. So currently in all the regionals we've played, the same leader has not won any of them. That is fantastic, considering that like most of the regional events are only like a couple weeks apart. So that's extremely exciting. And it seems like every single regional, there's like that deck that everybody's excited for it. At Orlando, we saw Trunks come out. Everybody was super excited to see Trunks. That guy made it to top 16. Alan Elman was his name. Did fantastic. I think he actually ended up making it top 32. I think he made it up to like top 8 before he finally lost. That was just amazing. In Vegas, we had the Golden Frieza player that got to the finals playing Golden Frieza, one of the first players to ever do that. Definitely the first player to ever, top with that. Just fantastic player, and amazing deck. And then at Richmond, we had essentially just a bunch of starter Goku. So we didn't have that breakout deck or anything like that, but we definitely had a bunch of different variations of the same deck, which is just super neat to me. It's super neat to me that we, for other games I've played, if I played, like for example, if I played Starter Goku, right, which is like the most played deck at Richmond, almost every build starter Goku was the same, right? There was nothing that different. It wasn't like, but you look at starter Gokus that did well at Richmond, there's so many different builds. You have like the removal heavy builds like the one I took. You have the Bulma based builds like PPG played. You have blue-red that people played. You just have so many different variations of the build because the way the leaders work and the way the cards work. The deck building in this game just isn't limited like it is in other games, and because that it breeds variation, it breeds creativity. That's super exciting for the game. And not to mention we get like new product every month that kind of just briefly kind of messes with the meta a little bit and helps it change, it helps it evolve. Just extremely exciting. Extremely exciting. Love it. Looks like our players are almost done mulligan here in sideboarding. Again, not talking much about sideboard plan, but the cooler player needs to find a way to make up for this discarding if possible. And I think that's going to be his biggest challenge going into this match in the sideboard. Again, not really too sure what all he's playing, but it's definitely possible that he runs cards that will allow him to draw multiple cards a turn. I think he runs blue-red. So, like, for example, Prince of Speed Vegeta is a good card that's really good against. Again, Broly's not really hand destruction. He's just using Broly to get value off of his attacks, which is something not to be underestimated. So, as far as Broly goes against this matchup, there's not really a whole bunch you can sideboard in. Again, I don't know anything about Broly's sideboard, so I'm not 100% sure. But if I was Broly, I would just keep bringing in cards that give me value. I think that the way this deck wins is by just outvaluing your opponent. And I think that Devin really needs to find a way to even the odds if possible. So he may run more black cards, run more cards like Gotenks, like Android 18, the 5-drop that just makes your opponent discard cards. Keep up that small discard. You don't have to go the whole Broly package, but just make him try to make him discard 1 or 2 cards a turn. Put some pressure on him. Alrighty, guys, we're going to get over the game here for you. You guys don't want to see me. You guys want to see this game. Here we go, guys. Game 2 of this fantastic series, Broly versus Cooler. What a matchup. All right, so it's like the Broly player is choosing to go. Well, actually, it looks like Cooler chose to go second. Going to draw his card for turn. Play out Frost here, 3-drop Frost. And use the Cooler ability to put 3 cards into his drop zone here. Let's see what Donald has to do here. All right, so there's Trunks turn 1. So cool that we can see that. Again, so much value off of this Cooler deck, but the big problem with the Cooler deck is you can't control what's going into the drop area. So it's possible, and again, we can't really see it, but it's possible that he might have hit a couple doors there, maybe some cards, some tech cards that he wanted to see in this matchup. So while the effect is very powerful, it does have a real downside. See if Donald decides to attack here, putting pressure on Broly. Right, second Broly for 15k, so 15,000 and 10,000. Trunks into Broly. Yeah, Devin's going to take that, go to 7. See if Donald elects to attack with his leader. Wouldn't expect him to, but he's definitely taking a look through his hand, trying to figure out what he can do. I don't think we saw any Kabbas the first game, so I'm not really sure if he has a turn 1 play. It looks like he has some Kabbas in hand, so just going to pass, it looks like, back to Devin. Devin going to play his first green for the turn, picking Bio Army. Interesting choice, considering that's one of the best cards in his deck, especially in this matchup. And there he is, Pargus, guys. We talked a lot about him. Again, pretty lackluster card in almost all fronts. The fact that he can search the deck and put a Broly's Ring into play is extremely, extremely powerful. But again, a little lackluster. While Broly's Ring is really important for the deck to do well, it feels like you have to play just a bad card to do it. That's always been one of my biggest problems with Broly. The amount of cards you have to put in the deck to make it effective seems like a really big downside to me. Devin decided to discard off the Broly attack, but looks like he'll probably just take this hit and go to 7. Yes, he's going to definitely do that. Again, at the start, Broly doesn't gain that much advantage from his discard ability, but as the game progresses, it gets better and better and better, especially if your opponent finds a way to awaken before you. You can really put pressure on them. And Donald's going to take that and go to 6. 7 to 6. So 3 cards off the top yet again. Did hit a Sensu Bean, which is pretty frustrating for Donald, as it's a very powerful card against the Bio Army spam, which Devin seems to be using to get a big advantage in most of his matchups here. It looks like he's going to play a Trunks out of his hand. No, a Mira. Interesting. Now, he might have the Double Striker card. If so, that would knock Devin to 5. If his hand, he doesn't. Looks like he's just trying to get some kind of value out of this card while he can. Alrighty. Progress is dead. Alrighty. See what Devin decides to do here. Time Patrol Trunks coming down. It's like he has a Goten to choose from and maybe one other card. Goten not seeing too great this matchup. Can get rid of the Friezas, which were somewhat of a issue last game. But other than that, not a whole lot of value from them in this matchup. See if he knocks. Donald takes it and decides to go to 5 here. Joel's going to take it. Go to 5.
Your players have got standings for the finals for today. If you are in at 17 through 32, you need to come up and get prizes. If you go to the Alt Reality banner over there against the wall,
John will try to figure out what he wants to do here.
Top 16.
Going to 3 energy here. 2 red, 1 blue. And again, not a whole lot in his hand. We got a negate, 2 freezes. What appears to be a Mass Saiyan.
We have Santiago Gonzalez. In second place, we have Mark Maya.
Donald again taking his time. Remember, if he loses this game, he is out of the tournament. So he needs to take his time, make sure he's making a good plays.
In fifth place, we have Timothy Kent. In sixth place, we have Brandon Sevens. In seventh place, we have Charles Henderson.
Right, looks like Broly goes down to 6 life, or 5 life actually, I think.
In eighth place, we have Akeem Davis. In ninth place,
Looks like he has 1 life left. I'm going to check real quick on the overlay. I think it's 1 life.
In 10th place, we have Raymond Dye.
Yeah.
In 11th place, we have Zachary Steiner.
Alright. Another Bio Army. Again,
In 12th place, we have
very powerful card. So Devin's going to attack for 10.
In 13th, we have Clifton Ryan.
Donald trying to figure out what he wants to discard.
15th, we have Rob Davidson.
A lot of options, a lot of defensive cards here.
In 16th place, we have Jeffrey Tuzio. We are going to post these if you guys have like 5 minutes to look at them.
Donald trying to decide if he wants to take the hit here and awaken or not.
He's
He's going to take the hit, go to 4. Oops, wrong player. Devin at 5, Donald at 4 here. Devin passing the turn back to Donald. Again, scary spot to be is Donald. You really want to awaken Broly at this point. You don't want him to get a bunch of free discards off his 10 side. So Donald going to awaken, draw 2. Draws into some further instruction Champa, which is the combo card. Again, taking his time, guys. Want to make sure he makes these right plays, making sure that he plays the right card down.
If you're in 17th through 32nd place, would you go there to see Sensei?
There's the Mass Saiyan. Let's go take care of this Bio Army here. And possibly knock Devin to 3. Devin taking his time, trying to figure out what he wants to do here. If he wants to negate this attack or let it go through. Dodora going up to 30k. It's like Donald really wants to put pressure on his opponent here. These Adoras were burning a hole in his hand, and he's wanting to make sure he gets the use out of them now. He goes up to 30. Looks like Devin's going to take it, go to 3. So 3 to 4. Donald a little bit ahead in the life department, but he's going to fall behind very quickly and board if he can't find a way to stick some threats. This is very important to do against Broly. You can't let him awaken and put so much pressure on your board. So unfortunately, while the Mass Saiyan is an extremely powerful card, it doesn't do much to progress your board. And honestly, Donald's hand's looking a little top heavy. Donald looks like he's going to play a Tien here to stop that effect. Very good card here, because what Tien can do is Tien can actually give him some card advantage with Broly's Awaken side. So now what he can do is he can kill the Tien instead of having to kill his ring, which is very powerful. I don't like to see him shipping down the Boo, though. Boo is extremely good as the Broly player, because it's a card that replaces itself and can die to Broly. Really has no downside as a Broly player, so really surprised to see him pitch that card, unless that's the only card he had to pitch, like the only card he had able to pitch. All right, Devin playing out full power Gotenks. Again, these little discards from the Broly player really add up. May not seem like a lot at first. Oh, it's just one card here, one card there. But after the course, turn 6 or 7, it adds up. It adds up quickly. Donald decided to take the hit, go to 3. It's all tied up now, 3 to 3.
If you are in 17th through 32nd,
Devin attacking 15,000 into 15,000. Broly in a cooler here. He's going to kill his Tien here. Draw a card off the ability.
You're in 17th through 32nd, as you go to that Alter Reality banner where the pairings were posted.
Donald with that Frieza combo card down here. Playing 2 down.
And invites. If you are in the top 16, you need to be here at 8:30 a.m.
Technically, Donald does have the ability to possibly go for game next turn. All he needs is a Champa in hand, and he can really put a lot of pressure.
Thank you all.
And he draws the Champa off the top. We just talked about the Champa.
That starts at 10:30.
So now all Donald has to do is find a way to sneak 1 damage in, and he might be able to go in here. Devin's not tapped out, though. Has 2 energy open. there's the trunks. It's like the, about the 32nd one we've seen played in this matchup. Very, very powerful card. It's very, very powerful. Again, we talked a lot about it in our set review for the set, but probably, dare I say, the most versatile card in the game. Fits almost every deck, almost any type of deck. Really not any deck that you don't want to run it in.
If you're wanting to play that 1K tomorrow, it starts at
All right, Donald's still taking his time here, trying to figure out what he wants to do. Again, has maybe the ability to put a little pressure on board here. He does have the Doras in hand. Gonna decide to attack first with his Frieza. Looks like he's attacking 15,000. Still taking his chance. Gonna go with Broly here. I like this play. I think Donald has a real chance of maybe winning the game here. Again, Broly player playing his hand tight to his chest, so it's hard to take a look at it, but still looking powerful. Yeah, Devin playing Sensu Bean goes up to 20. Donald attacking 15,000 into Gotenks here. And he gets it. Gets the Gotenks. That's a good hit by Donald. So now he's attacking 15,000. I suppose into 15,000. Well, actually 15 to 20,000 now. Maybe he might use the Dora here and try to ping one damage in. See what he decides to do. There's a Dora. Gets Mass Sand. Very powerful card. And his plan to possibly try to win this game with Double Strike. Devin still decide what he wants to do. All right, looks like Donald's going to 20K. And Devin's going to take it good to 2. Fantastic. See what's going to happen here. Now, Donald has really no way, I don't think, to win the game off this turn since he's already overwhelmed Trunks. He's not going to be able to overwhelm Mass Saiyan in order to pressure the last life that he needs. But if he can survive this turn, which is pretty possible, considering Devin doesn't have a board, Donald could just decide to play Mass Saiyan and then just go all in. Devin needs to find a way for himself to do 3 damage, if possible. Trunks, okay. We'll look at the top 2. Attacking for 15K. See where he tries to go target. My guess is probably leader. Unless he just wants to survive, then he might actually just go for the Friezas here. Goten, kill there. So that's 20,000. All right, Donald's going to take a go to 2. Very scary life total to be at. Probably attacking for 15,000. Has to be to cooler here for 15,000.
Vanguard players, that is time in your round.
Ooh, clears the board again. Though it looks like we know that Donald has Mass Saiyan, which is a very scary card. Now, we don't know how many counters Devin has left in hand, but counters being very good against these Overwhelm cards because they can't get any value off of them. Drawing a card off of the Dora. To protect this attack, does not want to go to 1. Dono was such a scary hand, guys. So much access to double strike. It's going to be really hard, I think, for Devin to survive. There's the double strike. Tron Sensu being here off the turn. Not a terrible play. Does have a negate in hand. If he's trying to go for game this turn, the gate's not the best choice. He could just actually dump it out of his hand if he thinks that he can just go in this turn, which I actually think he can. He has multiple double strike threats. He can go in for Kaba. Then he can go in with Mass Saiyan. He also go with Cooler. Like, he has essentially 3 double strike threats on the board right now with a further destruction Choppa in hand. So we'll try to take a look and see what he has, what he's going to use. Lights are tied up 2-2, guys. There we go. Cooler attacking for 15,000. Let's see if he gets it negated now. We don't know if Devin has a counter or not. Again, playing with his hand very tight, very close. Does have a counter. Like the Kabas get ready to come down. Here comes Kaba. Again, Donald put a lot of pressure on Donald here. Only 2 life. Trying to get these double strikes in here. Going to attack for 15,000. Well, actually right now 5,000. Going to take a life, go to 1. And get that 15,000 double strike effect. See if he decides to combo up here at all. Okay, this is at 1525. $30. We're adding 2 energy. So 15, 25, 30. Ooh, another double strike down. So 15, 20, 30, 40,000 double strike. It's like 45s right on the edge of coming down. Honestly, this combo is pretty worthless right now anyway. So
Dragon Ball Super players, that is time in the round. If you have any questions about in-game procedure, raise your hand and the judge will be right over. Judge Remington to the stage, please.
So 15, 25, 35, 40, 45. 45k double strike. Devin has, can't even tell how many cards he has in hand. Don't think we've seen him use that many trunks, if any at all. That stand comes down, knocks him down to 25. 35, 40, 45. 50 gets there. Oh no, that could spell disaster for Donald, but here comes Mass saying the free 20,000 double striker. And Devin just picks his cards up. I can't beat it, he says. Extremely, extremely powerful. Guys, absolutely just ridiculous. These free cards are real, as it turns out. Absolutely just ridiculous. Honestly, guys, if that's a game without overwhelm cards, I don't think Broly doesn't die there, and I think just wins the next game. It's actually just absurd how much pressure those cards put on. It just end the games like a turn sooner than I think they regularly would. Now they did call time for Dragon Ball players. However, our players do have a time extension since they're a featured match. It takes us time to get everything set up. I'm not sure if our opponents are going to be able to finish a game 3, but we'll see what happens. Looks like they are shuffling up. They are going to try it. It would be absolutely heartbreaking if our players didn't make it. Got drawn. They actually couldn't make it to top cut at all. It'd actually just be heartbreaking, especially these two really cool, unique decks. It really stinks to see them kind of not get knocked out of the tournament by each other by drawing. Again, they are mulligan. They are going through the motions here. Both players trying to mulligan and get their cards situated as fast as possible. Want to try as hard as they can to get this game in. How much time? I'm not sure. I'd say probably a good bit because we didn't have a judge for a long time. So it's probably like, I'd say probably 20 minutes maybe. Yeah, it's at least 18. Yeah, because we didn't get a judge for a long time. Yeah, I'd say 18 minutes is fine. Yeah, that seems fair. All right, Trey coming over. So we got 18 minutes left in the round. So this is actually doable, guys. Both players are going to have to play aggressively. They're going to have to get in. They're going to have to get their matches done. Play pretty fast, pretty tight. They have been taking a lot of time to think during the matches, which, again, nothing's wrong with that. Again, this is a very important match. So it's very important they do take their time. They do try to stop from making as many mistakes as they can. But with only 18 minutes left to play in the round, this is where you have to just kind of play them out. Play those cards out. Play as fast as you can. Just hope that one of you can get a win here. All right, guys, we're going to shift it over to the gameplay video for you guys. Get this started. This is the last match of round 7, guys. Alrighty. Alright, so Donald playing this Time Patrol Trunks, looking at the top 2. Again, it's going to have to be aggressive. Going to have to play as fast as they can. Going to have to get as much damage as they can. Can't spend too much time thinking. Just have to knock these games out as fast as possible. So 15,000 to 10,000. Looks like Devin's going to take it, go to 7. Devin on his turn. pretty defensive hand by Devin. But he does have a lot of tools in order to fix it. Having to play down a Trunks as an energy. Going to attack in with Broly. 10,000 to 10,000. No ring, unfortunately. Going to have to both discard a card. Going to choose Mafuba here. Again, a very defensive card. Almost guaranteed that Donald takes it. He will take it. Go to 7. Donald drawing a card for turn. Again, we see Chomp in hand. We see Frieza's, Sensu Bean, Jocko's. A lot of different cards in hand. Another Trunks in hand. Again, Donald has potential to maybe steal this game. I'm not sure if Devin does. I'm not sure if his hand's good enough to win in the time he needs to. Donald using his ability.
Have your attention, card fight. Final standings are
Plays out another Trunks. Looks the top 2.
See your judge. He's posting final standings for card fight. And the next 5 will be final. The top 8.
Right, we'll see what Donald decides to do here. Again, players need to be playing a little bit faster.
9 to 16. You're going to stay with the judge. You get your playback and your ARG invite.
All right, so 15,000. Another 15,000. Again, Devin took the first attack. Going to 6. He's going to take it again. Go to 5. Devin needs to awaken this match if he has any hope of winning in the time limit they have. Again, a draw doesn't help Devin here. So he's going to have to be either playing for the win. Let's see what Devin decides to do. Again, tapping 2 green. And Bio Army. A very good card if Devin was awakened, but this is the aggression he needs. Or try to knock this this game away from Donald here. But Donald actually, I think, has the hand and the ability to actually maybe win this game in the time limits. Again, afraid Devin does not. So 20,000. He's going to take it. Queen down to 6. Devin playing Broly's Ring. Finally gets it. A key spot, a key part of his deck here if he's winning to win. So 10,000 into 10,000 here. Forcing Donald to discard a card. Again, a lot of good cards, but he's going to choose something that I can't tell what it is. And uses a Frieza. Again, I think we saw about one more Frieza in hand. Again, very powerful. Devin passes to Donald. Donald drawing a Dodora for turn. Not really what he wants to see. I think he has a total of 3 in hand, it looks like. His hand is turned. Using his Champa's energy can't be the right play, considering they have about 10 minutes left to finish this entire match. You feel like in that scenario, Champa is probably one of your most valuable cards. And plays another Trunks. This is the 3rd Trunks of in 3 turns by Donald. He's actually played a Time Patrol Trunks every turn of the game so far. Choosing one card and putting another card back. It's like he actually put that other card on the top. Nope. Looks like he's going to decide to put it on the bottom. Attacking 15,000 into 10,000 Time Patrol Trunks into Broly. I think Devin's going to have to take this effect. Gives a double strike. So 25. We'll knock Devin to 3. I still think Devin has to take it, and he does. Going to 3. All right. Devin's going to have a powerful turn next time, but again, I think it's going to be very hard for him to get through 6 life. What appears to be about 7 or 8 minutes. All right, Donald attacking with Frieza here, 15,000 into 10,000. Devin does have access to a negate and a Mafuba here. Both very powerful effects. Gonna choose the negate. Donald coming in 10,000 with his cooler leader. Devin taking some time. Donald waves away, no combos. Devin's awakening draw 2. That's the turn.
Have your attention, card fight Vanguard.
All right, Devin, this is Devin's turn to do something. He's awakened. He has Bio Army in play. He could really do a lot of damage to Donald if possible here. And he's going to have to if he has any hope of winning this game. Trunks comes down, looks at the top 2. We see a TN and something else on the corner there. It's like he took the TN. Which can't be the right play. Maybe he did put the TN on the bottom. Attacking 15,000 into, assuming cooler here.
Also, if you're playing card fight, be sure to stop by the ARG booth. We love to buy card fight cards. We can never buy enough card fight cards.
And Donald will take, go to 5.
If you're a Dragon Ball player,
Devin deciding to kill the Trunks with Broly. It looks like
our favorite button is the double loss button.
Donald might have discarded a Sensu Bean? Donald down to 5 cards in hand. I'm sorry, 5 life. Take that double strike, go to 3 himself. It's all tied up, guys, 3-3. Devin still has access to a 3 energy
We're missing some slips.
and a Bio Army. So pass turn. Mass Sand off the top by Donald. We saw how powerful that card was last game. Donald actually essentially would have lost the game if he didn't have it, and he got it, and very powerful. He literally played it, and Devin just scooped. That's how powerful this card could be in the right situation. All right, Cooler finally going to awaken here. Draw 2 more cards off the top. One being a negate, the other being a Frieza. 2, again, really defensive cards, but still powerful in this matchup. Taking a look at his hand, trying to figure out what he wants to do. Mass Sand's a pretty big deal in this matchup for multiple reasons. The double strike is very powerful, but the ability to send the Bio Army to the Warp Zone is like the only way he can get rid of it. And the card can quickly take over the matchup, especially when your opponent's at such low life. Donald shuffling that Mass Sand to the top here. I think that's probably going to be the play. However, it's going to be about the only play he can make this turn. While it is powerful, it doesn't do much to advance his board state here, so we'll see. He does plan on playing it. Tapping his red. Chooses Bio Army. Attacking 15,000 to 15,000. Cooler into Broly here. Devin looks like he's deciding if he wants to counter or not, since Donald hasn't drawn his card yet. So Dora's coming down. 25K. Looks like Donald wants to try to deal a damage here to Devin to knock him to 2. Then put a lot of pressure on him with the Mass Saiyan here. However, we do see a counter in Devin's hand. So it looks like that plan might not work. All right, guys, give me 1 second, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. Had a little question there with Max. So again, guys, we are at 3-3, I think. I don't think did you see any life changes? Did you see any life changes? No. Yeah, so it looks like it's still 3-3. All right, so it looks like he's going to go. Sorry, guys, trying to get caught up here. Looks like he's going to protect this attack, going to 20,000 for the turn. Colby's going to go take a look at the lights here, make sure we have the life right. Devin attacking 15,000 to 20,000. Going to make him discard a card here. A lot of good targets. I think he's going to choose this double strike card. So Broly has 2. Okay. Again, interesting play there. Broly's down to 2 life, and Donald decides to pitch the double strike card. It seems, again, in this matchup where you're trying to get, you have to win before time gets called, or you both don't make it to top, or don't have a chance to make it top 16. The double strike card seems like your most valuable asset in that matchup, or in that in this scenario. So yeah, it looks like Devin's just passing turn with all energy up. Again, can't see his hand, but would imagine he has something he can play. It's like he has a. No, actually, it looks like he has a bunch of Trunks and a Pargus. Guys, again, another reason why that card is so lackluster. It's not a problem with Broly. I think Broly's a fine leader. I think he's really proven himself in this event. But I think Pargus is not a good card in the deck. I think you just use Trunks and Boos to dig. Again, similar to the way that Soul Striker wants to dig for results. You just want to use those cards to dig for your Broly's ring. I think using that card, it's so bad late game. If you run that in TNs, you have so many bad late game draws that has to. Guys, again, Donald taking his time, trying to figure out exactly what he wants to do here. At 3 life, can play this combo and put some pressure on his opponents. Looks like he has maybe another Mass Saiyan in hand, so he has the potential to play 2 double strikers out and give his leader double strike. Could be enough here. I don't think Devin has the ability to defend 3 double strikers here, but he does have 5 energy up, so here he is using the cooler ability in order to feed the drop zone for his Mass Saiyan. He's on attack with leader here. 15,000 to 15,000. Cooler into Broly. Playing Dodora. Needs to draw a card off the Dora, though. He has not drawn a card off the Dora yet. It is not a May. April. All right, playing double strike.
Trey.
All right, we let our stream judge know. He did not draw off a Dodora, needs to. Gonna draw off of it, here we go. Remember, the draw, none of the draw triggers in this game are I'll say it this way, all of the draw triggers in this game are mandatory. You have to draw. So it's 15, 25, 35, 40. So 40K double strike right now. And what's crazy is Donald has plenty of other threats to do after this, which is pretty scary. So that's 20, 30, 45. Devin plays, looks like a Trunks, draws a card, goes up to 25. Plays another Trunks, goes up to 35. Another Trunks, goes up to 45. Donald with the hand shrug. Huh, okay. 3 Trunks, huh? Pretty good. But you almost have to expect that. If your opponent passes with 5 energy, you would almost guess that's because he has multiple defensive cards in hand. Okay, we'll see if Donald decides to try to go for the game here. He really loses nothing by playing this Mass Saiyan here, so it's at least worth a shot. Though we do know Devin does have a negate in hand. Donald's still at 3 energy. All right, Cobb attacking for 10,000. Sorry, 5,000. See if he decides to use the ability. Probably will go to 2. It's pretty scary to do that, though. Put your opponent in kind of a bad spot. Saying no negate here is going to negate the Kaba. Interesting. Devin must have a second Kaba in. He also didn't untap an energy with the Whisa's Incursion here, unfortunately. I believe that card is a May. I think it says up to 1 energy. There he goes. Donald tried to determine if he wants to pull the trigger here. He is going to take an energy anyway. Take a life anyway. Interesting. He must be deciding to go for it. In my opinion, this is the only reason you take an energy here. Knocking yourself down to 2 life against Broly with multiple double striking threats is pretty scary. Going to pass the turn? Yeah, I was going to say, not sure why the Kaba died. Trey, our stream judge, figured it out. Probably thought it was the Mass Saiyan. See what Devin was going to do here. He did get a Dodora off that life, though, so that will go a long way to help him survive this turn. Though with only 4 cards in hand, Broly's stripping one of those cards away. We have the Boo drawing a card. Devin the Hand Ninja, being able to protect his hand. Can't see anything. Have no idea what he drew. Gotenks would be pretty devastating here. We're going to attack in with Broly, 15,000. Donald deciding to get rid. All these cards in his hand are so good. Huh? What's going to negate? Choosing not to negate. My guess is probably this. Literally every one of these cards are bad to pitch. Awkward position for Donald here. Mass Saiyan is your game winner next turn if you happen to survive. So possibly Frieza is what you want to pitch here. Probably the only card you can pitch. Though Mass Saiyan also might be a choice. Let's see what he decides to do here. Gonna negate the attack and pitch Frieza. In case you guys forgot, I can see the future. Kaba does die. Devin with multiple energy open here. It looks like 5 energy open. He shows a little glimpse of his hand. Looks like this is a Gotenks we talked about coming down. There he is. Donald definitely does not want to see this card coming down. At 2 energy, though, he'll probably just, you would imagine, just take the hit here. Don't think he could afford to stop it. Maybe use the Dora, but we'll see. He's going to pitch what appears to be the Masked Saiyan. Seems to be one of the best cards in his hand, though, so let's see what he chooses to do. Going to take it, go to 1. See if Devin has any tricks up his sleeve here. Again, he could maybe try to play out a Boo, or maybe even a Pargus here, and maybe try to win with that card. We'll see what he has. Again, his hand's very concealed, so we're not 100% sure what's in his hand. Devin taking some time, trying to figure out what's going on. Has 1 blue open, 1 green. Going to pass his turn to his opponent, who still has 3 energy. I think this is like turn 7 in the game. So we're going to see. Draws a negate. Kind of heartbreaking here by Donald. That's definitely not the card you want to see to draw. Looks like he might have got a Jocko off of his life. Seem like the card you want to see here. Attacking for 15,000 into Gotenks. Let's see what he decides to do here. Gonna draw off the card. Another negate. Pretty good. 2 negates off the top. Donald looking defeated here. There's Pargus to keep it. Put down to 1 life. Both these cards being pretty devastating, though. As it turns out, Donald does have the ability to answer them. As long as Devin plays nothing else. He's going to pass. Drawing a card for turn. Devin should probably not play anything as energy here. This should be enough energy for turn. Attacking for 15,000. So he's going to pitch a Frost. I think Donald is going to go. Dodora draws, I'm guessing, another negate as how things are working. No, actually gets a Trunks. Gets a usable card. That's good. 4 for Kel. Attacks 20,000 to 15,000. Donald's going to negate that, but Devin does get a card draw. The power of Kel, guys, just extremely strong. Donald with 2 cards in hand. He has to discard a card here. Going to go to 1. And he's going to choose to negate that attack with 0 cards at hand. Does Devin have anything? Literally any card that deals damage is the game. Devin's thinking about it. Not a whole lot to think about here. If he has a card that deals damage, you play it. If you don't, you pass off the turn. Okay, that looks to be the turn here. All right, Don drawing card for turn. It's like maybe the game is over and they were just talking about some plays. I think Donald just conceded is what it looks like to me. So Devin winning that game 2-1 and still alive. Our Broly hero still possibly able to make it to top 16. Very exciting for all those Broly fans out there. Oh, what happened?
He discarded for the negate, so kind of on the auto for the discard. He discarded for, like, negate first. So
yeah, so actually what happens there is Donald actually discarded before the negate, and so that essentially means he doesn't want to negate, so he can't go back and negate. So unfortunately, Donald just had to take the hit. He had nothing in hand to be able to use. So unfortunate way to lose. But guys, that happens. Again, once you get into round 8, as it turns out, fatigue starts setting in. Things like that happen. So unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. And that's the end of round 7, guys. Don't forget, go to Ultra Reality Games, guys. Please check out your ARG state championships in your area. If you guys can't make it to those, or you want to go to both, don't forget to come to North Carolina. Come play in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, the entire KitchenTableMeta pro team is going to be there, as long as PPG. It's going to be a fantastic experience. It is the last East Coast regional for a long time. So, guys, definitely come check us out. Thank you so much for watching round 7, and we'll see you soon in round 8, guys. See ya.